really exciting time in history. And really, since World War II, the way the universe works and what our job in it has changed significantly. Before it was always um, based on what we did, the actions that we did to create a difference in this world. But we're at a point right now as we're getting closer and closer to the end as we know it. Our job right now is really to elevate our emotions, to really elevate our vibration, to really understand that there is somebody greater than us running the world. Whether you want to call it God, source energy, universe, it's totally fine. But you have to understand that there's something outside of you, bigger than you, bigger than the world, bigger than the universe, who has control over everything. And our job right now is to come closer to God. That's how I like to refer to it. So please don't take any offense. I respect everybody's view here. And the only way that we can do that is really to elevate ourselves. It's probably one of the hardest things to do because it's personal growth. And for many of us, and I know it was the same for me, the strides that I took through my life, I've always been on a growth path, but I really think it started probably about 10 years ago when I went back to school that my trajectory really changed. And I really started to go at a high rate very quickly. I mean, quickly as in a few years, as opposed to decades. But personal growth is scary, but it doesn't have to be difficult. Because if we start to look at all the events in our life, they happen to us to help us to grow, to be the best versions of ourselves. But too many times we get stuck in the story. And the story may not even be the original event that really happened, but we've embellished it so much that we don't even know what the core of it is anymore. But does it matter? No, it doesn't. Those events happened, and you can acknowledge them. And at some point, maybe thank God or source energy for them, because they're real over time. How have you grown from those events? And if you haven't and you've been stuck in the past, now it's time to move forward. And by moving forward, we have to learn to forgive the people and the events that these negative things, that created these negative events in our life. But most importantly, we have to forgive ourselves for allowing ourselves to stay in that place for years and decades. And if it's with a family member, family's family. At some point, we need to heal and we need to let go. And if they're really a dysfunctional person, then obviously you have to protect yourself. But you can still forgive their actions and have compassion and empathy for where they're holding, because they're not in the same place that you're at. And we can also say as prayer for them that they learn to grow and heal as well. Because that's who we are as human beings. We need to be compassionate with the other people of where they're holding. But that doesn't mean that we have to befriend people or remain in friendships with people who are destructive. We have to learn to protect ourselves and distance ourselves from people who try to take away our positive energy. But forgiveness is healing for you. And you don't have to say anything to the other person and let them know that you forgive them. Forgiveness comes in your heart. And when we start to do that, they're no longer getting free rent in our head. We no longer have to think about them and all the horrible things that they've done to us. I have a lot of respect for Eva Kors. She was a Holocaust survivor and one of Mengele's twins. And her life was bitter. And it affected her relationship with her husband and her kids and everybody around her because she was so obsessed by what Mengele did to her. It had consumed her whole life. And she said that she did not begin living until she was 80 years old, and she finally decided to forgive Mengele and the Nazis for what they did. That meant forgiving them in her heart so she could begin to heal. And this is our journey. Hanging on to that, like Mengele could care less. He's long gone, dead. He's not thinking about this. So why are you giving him free rent in your head and allowing him to have the control to ruin your destiny? So let's take the power away from these negative people and put it back into our hands so we can grow to be the best version of ourselves we're meant to be. I can't wait for this show. It's going to be epic. That's the plan. That we can all continue to grow to be the best version of ourselves. And every day I learn and grow new things. And that's what I want you to do also. And there's so many different tools out there, but we do not need to be stuck in the past. That's a choice. And I want you to know that you can make a different choice now from today going forward. See you Sundays, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Israel time. And let's take this journey together. See you soon.